Today we're going to look at multiplying two-digit numbers using an array. This is something you should be pretty familiar with. I believe you did this in grade 4, and we worked on it together for about a month. And this is also going to prepare you for next year when you're in middle school. So I want to look at 23 times 64. 23 times 64. That's tough. Those are two pretty big numbers, but I'm going to break down these numbers to make it easier for me to understand, for me to just work with. So I know 23 is the same as 20 plus 3, okay? And I know 64 is the same as 60 plus 4. So I just break those down into the tens and the ones. There's 20 tens, or, you know, 2 tens, 20, and 3 ones. Okay, so now I can set up my array, and just to make an array, it's pretty easy. You make like a big plus, and then maybe make a box around the plus. And this is going to help us just keep our information organized. Now we can take all these numbers and we can put them in our array. So I'm going to put the 20 here, really 20. I'm going to put the 3 down here. So 20 and 3. And then I'm going to take the 60 and 4. I'm going to put the 60 here and the 4 over here. Perfect. So now we have our array set up. This is just breaking it down into all these smaller multiplication problems that are way easier to deal with. So how an array works is the numbers all match up in 4 different problems. So our first problem is 20 times 60. So 20 times 60. Well, I know 2 times 6 is 12. So if I do 2 times 6, that equals 12. Nailed it. And then I have to count the zeros. There's 1, 2 zeros. So I'm going to add those 2 zeros. Oh, pretty good. Oh, wow, look at that. So we got 1200 here. That is 1200. Okay, so 20 times 60 is 1200. And we can go down, sure. The 3 matches up with the 60 in this square. So the 60 times 3. So 60 times 3, well, I know 3 times 6. 3 times 6 is 18. And then how many zeros? There's no zeros with the 3. It's a 0 with the 60, so it's 180. And we do the same thing. 20 goes all the way across and matches up with 4 in this square. So 20 times 4. I know 2 times 4 is 8. And then there's a 0 here with the 20, so we'll pop a 0 in there. There's no 0 with the 4, so our answer is 80. 20 times 4 is 80. Cool. Our last one, 4 times 3. 4 times 3, that's straightforward, that's just 12. And there's no zeros, so the answer is just 12. So now we have all these numbers, and they were easy to get. They were just multiplication we can do easily in our head. So we have all these 4 numbers, and now we need to add them all together. So I'm just going to go 1200 and 180. And I always like to put my numbers largest to smallest when I'm adding them together. Okay? And I would suggest you do the same thing. So there we go. So we can add all these together. I have them set up so that, all the ones are in the same line pretty much. All the tens are in the same line, all the hundreds are in the same line, and all the thousands have their own line. So you're not mixing any of those up, okay? So let's start with our ones. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 2. That's just 2. Not the greatest 2. Good. There's a 2. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 2 is 2. Then in our tens, a little harder. 0 plus 8 plus 8 plus 1. So 8 plus 8 is 16. plus 1 is 17. But I'm not just going to write 17 here. I take my 1 that's in the hundreds place, and I can put it up top, because it's going to be added with these other hundreds. So the 7 stays down, and the 1 that would go in the hundreds place goes up top. So 1 plus 2 plus 1, that's 4. And then there's only one digit in the thousands place, and that's a 1. So now we have our answer, and it's a good idea to check your answers afterwards. You can use a calculator. I have one right here on my computer. 23 times 64. Oh, we got the right answer. That's good. It would have been embarrassing, right? So 1,472 is our answer. Okay? But if you do it in this way, you can do it all in your head. Why are we doing it this way? It helps us visualize a lot clearer exactly how this multiplication is working. If we switch to base 10 blocks, the base 10 blocks work in the exact same way. So this problem right here I have set up. I have 12 here, so 12 times, I have 15 here, right? These sticks are 10, and there's 5 ones here. So this is like 12 times 15, okay? 12 times 15. But these base 10 blocks help us set it up like an array, right? There's our 10, there's our ones. So we have 10 times 10 here, and that pretty much just going to take a 100 right here, okay? So if I do 10 times 10, I'd get 100. Now I have 2 times 10. So take a couple of these. I gotta like rotate them. And there you go. So 2 times 10 would be 20 right here. Okay? Same with here. 10 times 5. So I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And oh, I don't want to, yeah, well, they're going to touch like that. Perfect. Wish they could be over a little more, but you guys get it, I think. 10 times 5 equals that. I'm a stickler. It's got to look nice. Okay, and then here you do 5 times 2. So you need a bunch of these little ones. Okay, and I know not the most exciting to watch, but this is just how, this is why we use an array. It's great visualization of exactly what multiplication is, how it works. So when you times these two numbers together, you break them down, you get this number, it'd be 120, 170, 180. So altogether, this should be 180. Let's check on the calculator. 12 times 15 is 180. Okay, so going back to this is why we use an array. On your worksheet, I would like you to do your problems in this style. This is going to help you be prepared for multiplication next year in grade 6. Okay? If there's any problems, don't hesitate to ask on Teams. I'll do my best to explain. Hopefully this video helps you out. If you can follow this array instruction, if you can follow this, you should be able to solve all of these 2 by 2 digit multiplication problems, no issue. Okay? Hope everybody's having a great week. See ya.